I'm Karen Lee. Welcome to our live update on your 24-hour local news stream, CBS News Colorado. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert has survived her Republican challengers. She will run in her new district, the 4th District, and here are the results. Take a good look at that. Boebert with 43% of the vote. We want to begin with your reporter in Northern Colorado tonight, Dylan Thomas. Dylan is with the Lauren Boebert camp up in Windsor. Dylan.
Yeah, and there was a big celebration of victory tonight here in Windsor as Lauren Boebert's campaign now secures their second primary victory in a second district. This one, of course, coming in District 4, which is the eastern plains of Colorado, up into the Weld County and parts of Larimer County, and also, of course, including Douglas County as well, where she claimed an absolutely sizable win here in this district. As you can see from this video here, she had plenty of time to circulate around this room to be able to socialize with those of her supporters here in the Windsor area, some of which tell me they drove up from Douglas County in order to be here for this celebration. And right after she accepted this party's nomination to move forward for the November election, she took time to speak with me, where I asked her, what's the difference between this district and the rest of the state? She says, in the end, it comes down to the rural roots and, of course, the fact that there are different priorities and morals here in the Eastern Plains, Weld and Douglas counties than there are probably in much of the Denver metro area. In summary, the Congresswoman spoke about 10 minutes with me about her different priorities. Once again, she says this area is different. In her time moving out of the mountains and into the Eastern Plains, Weld, Larimer, parts of Larimer County into Douglas County, she says she's had the opportunity in 21 different counties to meet a lot of farmers with agricultural plans to move forward with. She tells us in the end, that's what she's going to prioritize moving forward. She said, in a way, that's kind of similar to the area she came from. Even though the Eastern Plains are a lot more flat than the mountains, she said the rural roots of the mountains also carry and translate into the work that she's going to be doing here in the Eastern Plains if she is selected to move forward in November. Once again, she does need to beat a Democratic nominee that she will be facing in November. So once again, a popular night here for Lauren Boebert. A lot of people traveling from around the region in order to see the Congresswoman. A lot of people telling us that they actually support and enjoy the fact that she's outspoken and controversial, telling us they believe there needs to be more of that in Washington, D.C. And the Congresswoman telling us that also starts with getting President Trump reelected in November. Reporting live tonight in Windsor, Dylan Thomas covering Colorado First.
All right, Dylan, thank you. We appreciate your live report tonight.
Let's dig into some of these races a little deeper, starting with CD4, the big one. You know, the unaffiliated, there was a big unaffiliated vote here. And I thought maybe it might be closer as a result of that, because unaffiliated voters tend to be anti-Trump. Really, I think, you know, the takeaway from this race is it was a crowded field.
Yes.
And that's what decided this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was crowded. She didn't get, you know, anywhere close to 50%.
Right.
That I don't think that'll have an effect in the general election, but the race being crowded, I think, diluted the fact that she could be seriously challenged.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, almost 60% of voters chose somebody else in this race.
Yeah. And she had the power of incumbency. She had extravagantly more money to spend, and about 100% name ID. None of the other candidates, none of the other 5 candidates had anything close to that. And yet she still finished well below 50. So, yeah, she won tonight, but I don't think it was a glorious win at all.
Do you think that former President Trump's endorsement of her made a difference in this race?
I do, yes. I don't think it was the deciding factor, but I think it did help her, yes.
Yeah, I think it helped early on. You know, making that big switch from moving across the Continental Divide over to, you know, the Eastern Plains, she had to gain some credibility quickly. And one of the candidates, Holtorf, said, you know, game over if she gets the endorsement. And I think that was the situation.
Yeah, the voters sure didn't hold it against her that she had switched districts here.
Apparently not. Yeah, but she didn't get, she was well under 50.
And so I wonder, you know, we heard from Dylan Thomas that, you know, some people were saying, I like that she's outspoken, I like that she's controversial. So she continues to be the same Lauren Boebert.
Yeah.
Do you see what happened in CD3 eventually happening in CD4? right? I mean, they are very different districts, obviously. You know, one's got the 24-point Republican advantage, the other is a 9-point Republican advantage, but still.
I mean, it will depend on what happens with Douglas County, and if in any way it goes similarly to some of the other Denver urban counties that we've seen with the Arapahoe and Jefferson,
right?
Who, you know, used to be solidly Republican, and now find themselves, you know, having a hard time finding any Republicans to be in office.
Right.
If she continues with the embarrassing behavior she has the last 3 years, she will turn this district into a competitive
district.
She will.
Yeah. So talk about the district she left, CD3. You know, I think much was made of her leaving because of Democrat Adam Frisch and how she barely beat him in 2022. But I think, you know, what I was hearing from Republicans in that district is they thought she left too because she was worried Jeff Hurd was going to beat her, that she wouldn't have even made it out of the primary.
Jeff Hurd proved himself to be a very worthy candidate early on. He started raising money. He's a native of Grand Junction. He's got a distinguished professional career as a lawyer, and he put together a real campaign. And I think she was afraid of Jeff Hurd in the primary.
So what are Frisch's chances now up against a Jeff Hurd? Because I think he had a pretty good shot at beating Boebert there.
Well, I think we got a little bit of a picture of that with all the money that was spent to try to, you know, get his opponent Hanks to have a chance.
Yeah.
And that didn't work.
Hurd's going to be playing catch up too on the finances because Frisch has a lot of
Frisch
cash
is going to have to spend every cent of it, and I don't expect him to have any money in the bank when it's all said and done.
And Sean, remember how much money the Democrats spent trying to prop up Hanks. In that district, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, when are they going to learn their lesson? It doesn't work. It didn't work 2 years ago either.